like bricks of gold. From the highs to market lows. Watch it grow, it ebbs, it flows. Trading fast with fingers crossed. Gamble big, you win, you lost. Huddle hard, keep faith alive. Through the storm, we'll all survive. Grow what you hold, don't let go. Ride the wave, you never know. Lambo dreams and moonlit skies. Crypto's where our future lies. Mining through the cyber mine. Every block a dollar sign. Whale and shark, the patterns trace. Fortune favors those who chase.
So, how are you guys doing today in this great Tuesday? I don't even know what day I'm living, but I know that is a great day to be alive here today in the United States and around the world. So, let's talk about the topic at hand. And the topic at hand is how you can become the bank and how you take crypto profits in IUL power. Okay. So I am here to welcome you, crypto holders, 95 workers, entrepreneurs. And so let me tell you the story on how I actually got into the crypto space. It was in 2021, a long time ago, in the year 2021. I believed and I thought that this might be interesting. It goes up, it goes down. I don't know. But then I'm like, it might be a scam, but let me try it. Put a little money here, put a little money there. And that was in 2021. After that, it's been a blur. And crypto's been the topic in my life, like after 2021, every freaking day. That's how I got into crypto. Also, I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. So I traded and all this crazy stuff in the space. And it's been a great learning experience. Okay. So here, today, what we're going to talk about is how to protect and multiply your wealth with zero downside. Yeah. Let me say that again. How to protect and multiply your wealth with zero downside, okay? Because at the end of the day, yes, crypto is powerful, but is unstable. And there's so many traps that you can fall into when you're getting into this space. We got FOMO investing, fear of missing out, meaning that you think you're going to miss something, you're going to miss the next moonshot or whatever. A lot of people get stuck in things like this for the FOMO, and then they don't have a way to get out because the FOMO led them to a rug pull. No exit strategy is another one. People get in, they buy things, they don't even know what the heck they are. And then they're like, I don't know when to get out. Bad. No protection from hacks or the tax man. Because at the end of the day, profits, if you don't take profits, they can vanish tomorrow. And that is the truth about crypto. Okay. And thank you. And where you're coming from, because I see somebody there. I don't know where you're from. And I'm trying to, and please tap the screen, share the live, because, again, your time and my time is very, very important. And I really appreciate you being here. So let's keep talking about that. Going back again to what do the rich do? Do you think the rich put 100% of their profits into crypto? Yes or no? What do you think? You think yes or no? Of course not, okay? They put less than 5% of their money in crypto. That means that 95% of the money of the rich is in other assets, being gold, silver, real estate. and insurance. And that's why I wanted to talk about becoming the bank and how crypto profits can turn into an IUL power, okay? So they use insurance to lock profits. They leverage tax-free growth and death benefits. They don't hodl blindly. They diversify wisely. So basically, IUL, Index Universal Life, is where cash grows protected from market crashes. Because how many crashes have I had to deal with since 2021? A lot. A lot. And right now, everything is green and everybody is happy when it's all green. But when everything is red, it's like, oh my God, I'm stuck here. That is not a plan. Trying to just make it up as you go. Okay? It's not a plan when you put in your money somewhere. And that's what a lot of crypto bros and crypto sis do. They get in, they go crazy, they don't think about the consequences, and then they lose money. And that at the end of the day, that's not how you become rich. That's how the poor become poorer. Because if you don't take profits, you didn't make any money. You are not up until you sell. Okay? So basically, going back to taking profit and putting that in an IUL, an Index Universal Life, is what I'm talking about here. So here I'm going to tell you what is the Index Universal Life basics. Okay? Because that's how you become your own bank. You can't become a bank if all the stuff that you're doing is tied to something else. Okay? But you can become a bank with crypto and insurance combined. Okay? So these are some of the features of an IUL, an Index Universal Life. It's a permanent life insurance, okay, that is tied to indices like the S&P, but without being directly involved. That's why there's no downsides. Living benefits, cash value compounding, loan access with no credit check and no tax implications. Death benefit, that's the legacy that you can leave your children. And like I said, zero market loss, a floor and a cap, okay? So basically, let's say that the S&P market went to 10% up, right? And you are in an IUL. You are going to make money in that 10%. But if it goes down and goes negative, you don't have you're not gonna lose any money. You're gonna have a floor, that protection. So every time it goes up, your IUL goes up, the market goes up, it locks in the profit. So if you have, like I said, $40,000 that you made in a crypto and you put it in an IUL, you now have a cash cow. Because I don't know about you, but I want my money to make me babies, money babies, right? You want money. You want the tree of money. That is what crypto and an IUL combined does for you. Okay. So let me show you something. I cannot show you a specific policy, but I can show you. And guys, I'm doing something for the first 10 people that contact me. I'm doing a free financial analysis for the first 10 people that contact me. Financial analysis is when you find all that you have, all that all your expenditures and stuff, and basically how you can grow your money. Okay? And I want to review your policy because I know a bunch of people have policies. They think they're insured enough and they're not. Because I can tell you that my neighbor, when she lost her husband to cancer, her husband had an insurance, but he didn't update the beneficiary. So the last wife before her got the money. The last wife got the money. Doesn't that suck, guys? So again, let me show you what an IUL looks like. Because again, if you see an example of this and you can see some of the crypto here, let me go back to, let's see, which one has gone. Let's go with Ethereum, because Ethereum in the last month has gone 69%. So in a $100,000 investment, think about that, you'll be $169,000 up. So the 69K will be something that you could take as an example from your Ethereum to put in an IUL. Okay. If I get your age, I can run a quote here on what an IUL for you and your age will do. Or if not, I can go here and show you something else. It's a quote of somebody, and I will go and put somebody. Most of the crypto pros are in their early 20s. Let me show you. Let me show you this here, and I'm only going to show you the part of the policy that go back here, because at the end of the day, I want you to see the growth. I want you to see how your money can grow. And you can start with little and then it will grow. Okay. And if you have children, grandchildren, the earlier you put money in their policies, the cheaper you're going to pay. And the longer you see the huge cash, a little cash growing up to a huge cash amount. Okay. So let me go here. And because I have so many things here, guys, open, I'm sorry. That's what happens with all of us. Most of us are ADHD people. Okay. Okay, so somebody that is 20. Okay, this is a term. Well, actually, no. Go back here and go to. Oops. Okay, here. No, I should. I want to show that. Okay. So this is a policy for a 29-year-old. Let me go here and show you this so that you can see it, because at the end of the day, you can't see anything. Show you this. Okay. So I want you to see this policy is a 30-year-old. Okay, 30-year-old, as you can see here, right? And this person is paying a $1,062 premium outlay. Let me go back here. That's $88 a month, okay? Just think about this, $88 a month. In a year, that's $1,062, right? With a death benefit of $150,539. So 30 years of age, in 10 years, this person would have invested $10,620, right? And the cash value here, if the market does what it usually does, is $6,859. Okay? And the death benefit is $156,859, right? Okay? If you fast forward into when this person is what? 50? The cash value, and up to here, they have paid $21,240. The cash value is $25,130. So if the cash value is higher than the investment right now, and the policy, the death benefit is $175,130. So when you see this money here, you can actually pull money from that without incurring any tax event. Why? Because although the index is connected to the universal life is connected to indices like the S&P, it's not participating directly, so it is not a capital gains. Okay, so that's an example of a quote that I did for somebody that is that age 29. Okay, if you're younger, if you are happy, like if you're an athlete, you can get a way better quote. So think about that. Like I said, the quote for this is, how much was it? Let me go back here. Where are you? Is $88 a month. But I didn't show you something. Let's say that this person gets to 75 years old. 75, $137,063 of cash value, and the death benefit is $287,000. That's how you become the bank. This is how you become the bank. This is how the rich get richer. And the poor and the middle class, they keep spending money that are not growing your money, okay? So I want you to do something for me. Go and look in your bank account today, right now, today, later, and see how many things you spent that is growing your money. If you bought, for example, an insurance policy, that's an asset because it's growing your money. If you bought something that is taking money from your pockets, that's a liability. And most people buy liabilities. They don't buy assets. And that's the reason why the rich are rich and the poor and the middle class are not rich. Okay? Questions, because I'm not going to be here forever. Okay? But I just show you an example of what a policy can do for you. So what happens if you're not healthy? Because we got people that might want to take profit, right? From crypto or from stocks or whatever, and they're not healthy enough to get a life insurance. Well, there's an answer to that. And they're called index annuities. So we have something else. Let's say that you have you make $100,000, or heck, or let's say that you have a 401k and you don't work for your boss anymore. They're not matching it. You're not with that company anymore, right? And you're working as a 1099, as an example. This is an example. You can roll over the 401k. So let's say that the 401k has $500,000, right? You can put that in an annuity. We can roll it over free. But it has to go from a 401k to an annuity because it's like on like, okay? So if you're not healthy, you don't get a life insurance. You don't get an IUL. You get an annuity. And the annuity, the index annuity, does the same thing as the IUL. The only thing is it's used more for retirement and to be a nest egg for people. Okay. For the annuities, you don't need to have a medical exam. You have fixed safe growth guaranteed, and you can still be the bank, just a different vehicle. And I have to mention that because I know a lot of us are not healthy. Just saying, okay? It is the reality of life, right? This is the reason why getting somebody that is younger in the sense of putting a policy on kids is way better, right? Because if you're 11 or you're 5, you have a grandkid or a kid that is that age, they're healthy. Most of the time, 199%, they're healthy, right? So do you guys want me to show you a specific an IUL for a kid? Yes, no? But the point is that you want to be the bank. When you do the IUL, they're going to have to check your health. When you do an annuity, they don't check your health. The difference between that is when you get money into an annuity, you're going to have to put a lump sum of money, being 100,000, 200,000, boom, right then and there. With the IUL, the Index Universal Life Insurance, you can pay a premium. So you can pay monthly, you can pay yearly or whatever, right? But again, take profit, crypto profit, stock profit, whatever it is that we're talking about, 401ks to IUL power is amazing, okay? Also, we have like an example of Maria. This is a case study here. She took $30,000 profit from XRP and funded an IUL. That is tax-free loans for business. We got Joel. He's unhealthy, so he actually bought an annuity, guarantee income, and state protection. I forgot to tell you that also the annuity has a death benefit. Yeah. So you got life insurance and IUL, Index Universal Life, is a permanent life insurance that has a death benefit, but we also have the annuity, and annuity is not life insurance, but it has a death benefit. Isn't that crazy? And we got Vanessa. She rolled out a 401k into an IUL and protected her kid's future. Okay? Why an IUL? in the grand scheme of things, because the IUL basically avoids capital gains because it doesn't directly participate in the stock market. You can use trust to level up your game, and it makes estate planning simple. So whenever somebody dies in your family, the first thing that the government does is probate. They freeze everything. They don't freeze an insurance policy. So if you have a family member and something happens to the person that is actually insured, they get the check. They get the check. That's not frozen like everything else, okay? And these things take time if you do research on probate. I know my neighbor, after losing her husband for cancer, it took a year and a half to file probate. I'm like, this is horrible. So also, you have to, when you go into crypto, you can't go, or stocks, you can't go blindly. You need to calculate your profits so that you can know when to exit. And that's a problem that I see in the crypto bros and crypto sis, they don't do, okay? So I'm going to tell you to please, if you're interested, the first 10 people that contact me will get a free financial analysis. If you go and ask a financial advisor to do that, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm an insurance agent. They will actually charge you for that, just so you know. It's free for the first 10 people that contact me. And I actually will review your policy, because what happened to somebody before I go. So I met somebody that was in a policy, and that person is really, really young. She's like early 20s. And she was telling me that she was paying $50 something of insurance per month for $110,000. And I said, girl, that's bad. That's really bad. So I sent her a quote. And I think she can pay the same thing for like $1 million. Of course, depends on your age, depends on your health, if you're a smoker or not. But that's a big difference, right? If you can pay $40, $51 for $1 million insurance, term insurance, compared to 50 something dollars for $110,000 in term insurance. One of these things is not like the other, okay? So this is an example of things that I'm finding in the field when I'm talking to people about insurance, because this is my life, okay? So basically, we have discussed that crypto without a plan is a gamble. How IULs, Index Universal Life, equals protection, tax benefits, and wealth building. You either become the bank or keep getting robbed by them. So make an appointment today in Texas and Florida, and remember that I speak Spanish, porque mi primer idioma es español, okay? But before I go, I want you to understand something. Because what if your life insurance worked like a private bank, but just for you? So basically what I have covered is that crypto profits can fund an Index Universal Life, a policy, and become the bank. Because basically you are borrowing from yourself tax-free, earning compound interest, and still leaving your family a death benefit, all while avoiding market crashes and the tax man. No taxes on gains, no begging banks, no Wall Street games. Even if you're not healthy, an index annuity can give you safe growth and protection. So if you guys don't have any questions, please follow, like, comment, and share. And this is Crypto Rican Insurance Queen, bridging the gap between the rich and the poor, coming from the great state of Texas. And I see you guys later, and you guys have a good evening. And peace.